My line used to be, कोई नहीं बटेगा बीजेपी का वोट कटेगा. Why didn't they use it?
Yes.
I sent it. कोई नहीं बटेगा बीजेपी का वोट कटेगा.
That's a good line.
They didn't use it. So the Congress will have to go back to the drawing board. No two ways about that. And like I told you at the beginning of the podcast, the Congresses, those around the Congress leadership, are a little out of touch and sync with reality. If 90-year-old Soros is shaking your government after 11 years, you're either not the most powerful government in the world,
Yeah.
or you're incompetent. The BJP has no idea. They just want to take from those who have and dole out their free schemes. They are more socialist than the Congress was socialist. But it is so easy to defeat them, so easy. But the thing is, the BJP changes the game by playing on issues that the BJP is strong on, and the Congress ends up reacting.
Hello and welcome to Buzz by the Bay. We have come to the end of an election-heavy year, both on the global and home front. We had Lok Sabha elections, Jharkand, Haryana, Maharashtra, Kashmir, and US elections. There were many big surprises. Many pollsters and political pundits were proven very wrong. But beyond elections and poll promises and the media blitz that surrounds the whole process, has anything really changed for the average Indian over the last year? To wrap up the year for us and give us his outlook on the political landscape for 2025, we have with us everyone's favorite political analyst, Congress supporter, TV personality who is no stranger to us, Tehseen Poonawalla.
Thank you so much for having me. And
Welcome.
I'm buzzing to be back in the Bay.
I'm so happy. It's great to have you back. It's been about a year.
A year.
The last time we spoke, it was a few months before Lok Sabha.
That's true.
And you gave us your excellent views and point of view on everything. And then here we are at the end of a pretty exciting year in many ways.
That's
right?
true. And what we said in that video with the Lok Sabha elections by and large came true.
Yes.
What we spoke off the record before the Maharashtra elections also came true. So
Yes, what we spoke off the record of Maharashtra elections.
also came true.
So, yes, it did. And yes, I remember before Lok Sabha, you did say that India bloc could make a dent.
Yeah.
For sure. You had said that. You said, we spoke about Rahul Gandhi sort of rebooting and his role and the Mohabbat ke Dukaan and all that. And clearly that did help for Lok Sabha, right?
Yes, for the Lok Sabha that helped.
It did, yes. So coming to what happened a few months after that, I mean, what brought that quick turnaround? We want to discuss that. Maharashtra being the latest election, were you there for swearing in?
I was here in Mumbai.
Okay, you were here in Mumbai. Okay, fine. Are you still like a staunch Congress loyalist?
Totally. BJP must be defeated if India has to progress. Just look at the brain drain. Just look at everyone moving to Dubai, Singapore. BJP doesn't understand economy.
Then why do you think, they're coming in like this with such great numbers in Maharashtra?
Because they have this opposition. Maharashtra was for the taking.
Really?
It was for the taking.
Then what went wrong? The lack of a cohesive front for the Mahavikas Aghadi?
Many things went wrong.
Okay.
And many things went right for the BJP. What went right for the BJP was they realized that they were dented in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. So they got working on that. One of the weak areas for them was Maharashtra, where of course the MVA got 30 Lok Sabha seats,
30.
which was phenomenal. So they went back to the basics. Not just Devendra Fadnavis, but even the RSS came in. The supporters were obviously charged up because they didn't want to have a second defeat, and Maharashtra is where your financial capital of the country. They also stitched up the alliance with Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawarji, much better than the MV alliance was stitched up. Okay. Much better. So to that extent, credit to the BJP. But then comes in the MVA. None of this would have by itself helped the BJP win. If that was the case, they would have got more seats in the Lok Sabha. The MV alliance, and I've been saying this, has been a disaster from the beginning. And I remember telling you this, that the future of the Congress will be in jeopardy. And the Congress was born in Maharashtra. It was born in Pune. Yeah. And its first session was held in then Bombay because Pune had the plague. So a party literally born in then Bombay, now Mumbai, and Pune, now Pune, is facing virtual extinction because of this alliance with the Shiv Sena UBT.
Is it ideological differences?
It's not just ideological differences, that's one part of it. The other part to it is because across the world, political parties from different ideologies do come together in a national interest or a state interest. It is the way the Shiv Sena UBT is structured. The kind of people in that political party that are destroying Maharashtra, that have repeatedly destroyed they destroyed the government and they've destroyed the elections now. So the Congress should have distanced themselves. And I'm talking about, I'm not going to hold my
Yeah,
punches
who are you
up.
talking about?
Sanjay Raut. And the fact that you laugh, look, everyone in Maharashtra thinks the guy is a clown. And he does this, he continues to get attention, thinking he's making statements of high gravitas, he's achieving nothing. And the sooner Uddhavji and Balasaheb Thackerayji's grandson realized that Sanjay Raut is causing them a loss, the MVA government went because of him.
You think so, really?
He was one of the prime causes why Eknath Shinde went, one of the prime causes. When you're in government, you can't be a troll. What was my problem with a lot of people in the BJP? That a lot of them, despite being in government, behave like trolls. They don't behave like they're in government. This guy is worst off. You can't talk like a street side bully, right? अपन करेगा उखाड़ लिया उखाड़ दिया ना आपकी सरकार उखाड़ लिया ये it doesn't work. It looks okay in B grade movies, not in political life.
But then why do they let him continue? Do they not see that he's costing them, or is it a deliberate ploy to actually create some sort of stir or entertainment every day in the political
Maybe it's
front?
entertainment. Maybe the king is happy that the court minister is creating entertainment every day, but what the king is not realizing is he's burnt down his entire kingdom. There's a muhavra, Sultane Shah Alam, as Delhi ta Palam. It means the king is a king from Delhi to Palam.
But as it is, look at their performance. But really, it can't be just Sanjay Raut who's responsible
just
for
him,
the
but that's one.
absolute routing.
It's not, but
fun on
it's
that.
irritating.
Okay.
But it wasn't just that. Obviously, you're right. That is a major part, but not the only part. You see, the BJP tried to polarize the election in Maharashtra. Of course, they did.
Yeah. Batege to katenge.
Yeah, but that didn't work in Maharashtra. Ek hai to safe hai worked.
Ek hai to safe
not
hai, yeah.
batenge to katenge. That didn't work. The Prime Minister's thing worked. But the BJP will polarize an election. That's how they win, right? That's their strategy. We know it. They tried that in Jharkand as well. In fact, Jharkand, they tried to polarize a lot more.
Yes.
Beti, Ghuspaitiya, Zameen, वगैरह.
Infiltrators, yeah. Bangladeshis and all that, yeah.
The Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Sorenji, never fell for that trap. He kept talking about tribal pride, Jharkhand governance issues. He kept saying, will Jharkhand be governed from Assam, because Himanta Biswa Sharma ji was campaigning there, from Delhi.
Yeah.
He stuck to that narrative. In response here, the MBA, one Mohtarma, whose Shauhar was contesting the election, went and met a Maulana who says Taliban is good and women should not get educated. She's a champion. Mohtarma is a champion of women feminism. Champion. Why would, when you know the other person is polarizing the election, why would you go and meet such a polarizing figure?
Yeah.
Because you were so selfish that you thought your husband will win and you didn't care about the MBA. And throughout you made the election about yourself. I told every single leader, every single top leader in the Congress NCP, every single, that the letter had gone from the various Muslim boards for those demands. Say, if you want to vote for us because of Maharashtra's progress, don't vote for us on religious lines. You would have still got the votes. These lightweights completely ruined it for Maharashtra. Completely. In fact, Balasaheb Thackeray's grandson would have lost Worli had it not been for Raj Thackeray.
Raj Thackeray.
And I told you this when we spoke.
Milind lost by a very small
8,000
margin.
odd votes.
8,000.
And the reason, and had it not been for Raj Thackeray's party, Milind would have defeated Bal Thackeray's grandson.
Yeah, and imagine for Aditya Thackeray to lose a bastion like Worli, I mean, which he just about won. So,
Sultan Shah Alam as Dilli ta Palam.
absolutely. But this lack of a cohesive front. What do you think of the money power? A lot of people are saying that BJP swept the state because of schemes like Ladki Bahin Yojana and because of the immense resources they have in their control.
Yeah, but when you're going into an election, you know that they have resources, right? You do know that.
Yeah.
When the Kurukshetra war took place, the Pandavas knew that the Kauravas were a stronger army. The Pandavas had 9 armies, they had 18. You don't go into war thinking unke paas resources better hai. You go into war thinking I will smash the daylights out of you. And you
Yeah.
smash the daylights out of them.
Fine, but a lot of people
And
say
smashing
it
the
wasn't a
daylights
level
and smashing the
playing
daylights
field.
is not saying that trees are dying and butterflies are dying and flowers are dying. So we will not extend the metro, just for the knowledge.
No, I get it. You can't come in the way of infrastructure development, but to be fair, Maharashtra's environment also has to be protected.
Of course, it has to be protected, and I'm a big supporter of that. But it has to be protected in a sensible manner, not in a woke manner. If you're going to be woke about it, you're going to lose elections and you're not going to be able to do the good things you want to do. The BJP is much more destructive towards the environment, much more destructive. But the perception is you stopped it. Politics is all about perception. So please don't be woke. Please be
Okay.
sensible about it.
Clearly, wokeism doesn't work. Look what happened to Kamala Harris.
Wokeism doesn't work
Yeah.
anywhere in the world.
You think the MVA is too woke?
I think the Congress.
You
It's
think
not.
the Congress is too woke?
I think some sections in the Congress, a lot of sections in Balasaheb Thackeray's party are very woke.
Really?
Yes, and
Like
I do
who?
think his grandson is
The
quite
okay.
woke. But I do think sections in the Congress are very woke. I do believe this, and I think wokeism doesn't work. I also think that too left, and leftism doesn't work. That's outdated. That's thrown out. That's world over thrown out. What happens is with these bunch of new YouTubers who have come on the block, ex-journalists or YouTubers, / these rent-a-day activists who masquerade in different roles, / with people who love to give bites in front of the camera and create sensation. It irritates people. So that has to be looked at very, very clearly. And what's happened with these ex-journalists now masquerading as YouTubers, what's happened also with them is their credibility is completely gone for a toss, be it Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, coming down to Maharashtra. Everybody knows the content they made is paid for, and then they just ratify that content from a teleprompter. And while there is a massive crisis of mainstream media, news channels as we were just talking about,
Yeah.
that vacuum hasn't been filled by these people. So that's why something like Buzz by the Bay or FPJ, your digital channel, is so good because you get the digital video version right away, but there's a credibility to it. I'm not saying this because I'm sitting with you. I'm saying this because I've seen the work you do, or the FPJ does, and it has everybody. You can't run a narrative either side.
Yeah.
And when you start running narratives, when you start crawling for people, when they've not even asked you to bend, I think the credibility in the internet age goes much faster than otherwise.
Okay.
The other part I think that the Congress suffers from, okay, is its troll army. So they have this troll army or they have this massive social media army that cheers everything that the Congress does is wrong. So, oh, unbelievable. Coupled with the fact that a lot of the Congress leadership that are advising the central leadership are so left, and so out of touch and so out of sync with real India,
Okay.
that the common man's not associating that momentum that was there in 2024 May, June. That's been lost in 6 months, and that breaks my heart. It's really been lost.
Because there was momentum and there was good
Crazy.
momentum. It was a shocker for a lot of people. The pollsters got it totally wrong, except your favorite, who you call Dugal Saab. He got it right, the Lok Sabha election.
No, we got it right as well. We
Yes,
spoke about those numbers.
We got it right as well.
We
But-
spoke of those numbers, realistically. See, the thing is, I can't go on TV and say, listen, Congress is not going to win because my job out there is I'm a Congress supporter. But off the record, what we did speak about it. Look,
Yeah.
the Congress can touch about 100. And he said, and I remember you telling me 100. I said, yeah, it's very possible if they get it right. And they got their bearings right. Rahul Gandhi ji was phenomenal. He got things, he fought. But what he fought about in the Lok Sabha can't be issues that you fight about in Maharashtra, right?
No.
Or Haryana.
You can't have a Samvidhan and all.
The constitution is not the issue in Maharashtra. Maharashtra, the soybean farmers was the issue.
Yeah.
The onion farmers was the issue.
Of course.
Those were the issues to have been taken,
Yeah.
not the industrialist.
Yes, and I'm going to come to that Adani because it seems like there's quite a fascination or obsession with Adani in the Congress. Couple of last things about Maharashtra. Yes, you said that the Congress has a lot of lefties advising them and this wokeism is not working. I agree with you that wokeism, it's not an attractive ideology. People don't vote for it. It doesn't work. It didn't work in America. It's not working anywhere. But things like the environment and all, you still need to be very conscious of the environment. And the Western Ghats, because we're sitting in Maharashtra, there are a lot of eco-sensitive areas in the Western Ghats. The mangroves, and we have to be mindful.
Which is why those are the issues to be raised. You're right. And even you are saying this. Imagine how out of sync this political party was to stop the metro construction for that. Look, what I'm trying to make people understand is there will always be a certain amount of cost to pay for people's lives to get better in the short term. In the long term, there will be an environment cost to pay. And we're clearly seeing it in North India, the kind of suffering that people have, the kind of heart attack pandemic, the cancer pandemic that's going on in, particularly North India, the cancer pandemic. Why isn't that being made a national issue by the Congress party? A cancer pandemic, number one, the heart attack pandemic, and coming down to Maharashtra, the Western Ghats, all of those issues which are very eco-sensitive issues. Why would you think that the people of Maharashtra would not support you on those issues? Those are the issues you have to fight on. Not stopping a metro where there's traffic congestion. In any environment activity that you are a part of, that you want should to preserve the environment, you must have the locals benefit economically from the environment being preserved.
Yeah.
It can't be a bunch of actresses or actors who are driving a BMW diesel guzzling car
jets and all
or flying in private jets, coming and saying, oh, no, the metro must not come because you know what? The trees will get cut down. Please, Ramu Kaka Jaguar nikalo, Ramu Kaka BMW nikalo. Chalo, I'm not talking the battery operated BMW. Ramu Kaka, please, diesel wali gaadi nikalo. Aaj do gaadi le jayenge. No, then you lose credibility.
Yes, I agree.
Because Ramu Kaka wants to come to work for madam in the metro. So Ramu Kaka himself is thinking, kaun sa video bana rahe? So don't have these actresses doing it. Then get the serious people to do it.
Yeah. A couple of days ago, Shiv Sena leader, I think Ambadas Danve, accused the Congress of not valuing its MVA allies and blamed it for being overconfident for the alliance's stunning defeat in Maharashtra. So basically the Congress is overconfidence after doing well in Lok Sabha, after doing relatively well in Lok Sabha. So that's what cost them. They're not respecting their allies like Sharad Pawar ji and UBT.
रोज सुबह संजय राउत जी तारीफों के फूल बांध रहे थे कांग्रेस के लिए. He was attacking Nana Part. Every morning he would call for the news agency Byte and would attack Nana Patole. What was Sanjay Raut ji doing? Look, success has many fathers, failure is an orphan. Here they will blame the Congress for it, Congress will blame the Shiv Sena, that's fine. The fact is, this is not a natural alliance. Let's look forward. The Waqf bill will come in. What is the Shiv Sena stand going to be? UBTs. They will try and bring in some modification in the UCC because they won't they'll call it the UCC, it won't really be the UCC, and that's not the debate we're getting into. But they will bring in something close to UCC. What is going to be the Shiv Sena UBT stand?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Exactly, yeah.
So, you see, even during the elections, I used to be very stunned because there's spokespersons who would come on. One day I messaged Aditya. I'm not making this up. I messaged Aditya and I told him that, bro, you have to ask one of his spokespersons to shut up. I actually told him. And then they did put a tweet that he's not our spokesperson. Because they would come and talk nonsense on TV. Let's go to two examples. One is katenge to batenge. And what was the need to react to it? Bhai, you should have reacted the way I reacted. अगर लोग कटेंगे तो who is the home minister of the country? उनको बोलो रिजाइन करें. और प्रधानमंत्री 10 साल होने के बाद अगर लोग बटेंगे, that means prime minister has failed.
Yes.
सबका साथ सबका विकास. तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर का रेजिग्नेशन मांग लो. कोई नहीं कटे. माई लाइन इज टू बी, कोई नहीं बटेगा, बीजेपी का वोट कटेगा. Why didn't they use it?
Yes.
I sent it. कोई नहीं बटेगा, बीजेपी का वोट कटेगा.
That's a good line.
They didn't use it. Fight on your terms. Why would you fight on their terms? That time onions were almost 100 rupees a kg. Why would you not pick it up?
Exactly.
You should have sat in front of Mantralaya with the onions. Pyaz do. You should never divert. So
And not fall into their trap. So it's totally the wrong platform. I mean, Samvidhan and all may have worked for them in Lok Sabha. Obviously, that's not going to work for them at the state level. Haryana also was a complete disaster, and it shocked everybody because everybody expected anti-incumbency of the BJP and the Cong to come in, but they messed that up also totally. And again, like you have said that Maharashtra should have been theirs, but again, they have
Haryana
messed
and
it up.
Maharashtra was there for the taking. Basic elementary mistake, wrong distribution of tickets, terrible statements, polarization on both sides. Even in Haryana, so Maharashtra was religious polarization, Haryana was caste polarization.
Yes, absolutely. So they're falling into the trap. Instead of like just ignoring this whole divisive agenda, they're falling into it, and they should focus on other things. You're saying that the whole strategy is wrong.
Muslims voted for Milindora much more than they voted for.
Okay.
The results, and I've analyzed Worli, almost 25% Muslims voted for Milindora. Almost 25%. And think about it. To that Muslim, who's a better candidate? Mulli Bhai's son, Milindora, who'll always be secular, Eknath Shinde, who, whatever you may say about him, was a secular chief minister, a good chief minister, a popular chief minister. A secular. I mean, he didn't say anything anti-Muslim. Or they will vote for those who are saying Babri Dhachhe ko humne giraya, hum isko is pe kar rahe. Why do you think Muslim votes should be taken for granted? Berlin got almost 25% Muslim votes. Yesterday also swearing in ceremony, all the actors were there.
Of course, but that is
what I'm trying to see, you can only push somebody till that extent. What I'm trying to say is the politics of Maharashtra is very different. Even if you see Fadnavis ji's first term, or you even see Eknath Shinde ji as Mukhyamantri, there wasn't any anti-Muslim rhetoric. Yes, there'd be the odd speech, but that odd speech will always be when the Hyderabad wala Chacha Jan comes. Hyderabad's Chacha Jan and his younger brother come, who help the BJP. That's when they will do it. So they will say Aurangzeb, all that. If you don't talk about Aurangzeb, how will they react to it? आप काहे बात कर रहे हो औरंगजेब की? You talk about Muslims coming in bureaucracy. You talk about Muslim women getting jobs in ISRO. You talk about Muslim girls going ahead and becoming the top doctors, which Mumbai Muslim girls are doing phenomenally well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Why do you have to debate on Aurangzeb and
changing names,
Babur and Yasin Malik's wife?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But there is a perception that Congress is pulling its partners down. In some, like if you look at Maharashtra, their UBT's strike rate was possibly a little better than Congress. If you look at Jharkand, it was JMM who had, Congress actually got less seats than the BJP.
Yeah.
So it was JMM obviously, the alliance had more seats than the NDA, the India Bloc. So what do you make of this whole even Kashmir, if you look at their performance in Jammu was not good.
Yeah.
The Congress's performance in Jammu was 1 seat.
Yeah.
So what do you, make of this statement?
So the Congress will have to go back to the drawing board. No two ways about that. And like I told you at the beginning of the podcast, the Congresses, those around the Congress leadership, are a little out of touch and sync with reality. What I'm trying to say is, there is an aspirational India. You like it or you like it or you hate it. You like it or you love it. There's an aspirational India. There's an India that wants to grow fast.
Yeah.
The BJP cannot deliver that. It cannot deliver that.
It can't.
Oh, they have no idea. They have zero idea about taxation. They have zero idea about simplifying business. They have zero idea about simplifying justice. They have zero idea about anything. Why are all your people who are working on top posts in, for example, IT, working out of India? They may have their offices in India. They're all working out of India. They all sit in Dubai or Singapore. Everyone. And you ask them, they say Dubai, Mumbai is a 2-hour flight. It's almost like taking a car. I'll just fly down when I want, or I'll charter and come down. If I have to be physically present for a meeting, I'll work out of there.
So there's a great drain of people.
Not just that. That is one part. Then you have your graduates, etc. The highest number of graduates that we were speaking right now are in the US. They're all going and they don't want to come back. Then you have anybody who's above 100 crores has a house in Dubai and Singapore. Why?
The ED. They're scared of the ED.
So there's no justice, no tax parity, and these guys have no plan for the future, and they're destroying the environment. The BJP can actually be defeated if you put common sense into defeating them. 35% was the rumor on GST.
Yeah, the GST proposal.
Of course, then they said no, whatever. But even the fact that they want to make 28% on clothes about 10,000 bucks, look at what they're doing. So they are the BJP has no idea. They just want to take from those who have and dole out their free schemes. They are more socialist than the Congress was socialist. But it is so easy to defeat them, so easy. But the thing is, the BJP changes the game by playing on issues that the BJP is strong on, and the Congress ends up reacting. Number one. Number two, I think the Congress will have to also take Parliament very seriously now. Parliament is a forum in me, okay, and I'm very old-fashioned. I'm very traditional. Yaar, aap speeches karo. Give speeches and put the government on the mat. Good speeches, tough speeches. The people will latch on to you. Good, tough speeches. And the third thing the Congress should do, give solutions to people's problems. You see, you just simply say that, let's say, you say that there is crony capitalism. Okay, everybody understands. What is your solution? How will you make the environment better for business? What will you do? Give us the tax reforms you bring in. So I proposed to them. I said, look, and I said this on TV. I think you saw that clip.
Yeah.
Only two GST rates, 5% and 12%. Roti, kapda, makan, 5%. Everything else, 12%.
I saw that. Yeah, just simplify it.
Simplify it. You have 5 plus one more.
I think you called it tax terrorism.
Tax extortion. Debt by taxes. Debt by taxes. Matlab, to spend, if this 28% comes in on jeans, to spend 10,000 on jeans, I have to earn 10,000 plus 30% plus 28%. So I have to earn almost 16,000 rupees to buy a jeans for 10,000.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And I go out the pothole, my jeans will get dirty. Yeah. And they're not dry clean, you have to pay another 28%.
I hope it doesn't come through.
So can you believe that terrorism, this is tax terrorism.
But yeah, so they're taking up different issues like, okay, we just saw, they're not giving speeches, वो तो प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं parliament के बाहर. Like, the latest one was wearing t-shirts saying Modi or Adani एक है. So why this obsession with Adani's? And do you think these kind of protests, ये जो हड़ताल है, protests like in wearing these t-shirts, do you think it has any impact at all? Who's advising them to do this?
Not me.
Okay, that's good to know, because you seem to be giving pretty good advice, very rational, balanced advice.
And I'm very anti-BJP. Before these guys start trolling me that you want to join BJP, no, I can't. I don't like BJP. But I just want that we are not sensible enough to defeat the BJP, but we defeat them with sense. So, yeah, I don't know who's advising this t-shirt and all. It's great camera work, it gets you attention, but beyond that, what?
Does it get you votes?
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Beyond that vote, it doesn't. But the fact is, the common man today is worse off than what the common man was in 2013, 2012. With the shrinking of the value of the rupee, with salaries not increasing as much as costs have increased, your savings are at an all-time low.
Yeah.
An industrialist bribing a couple of babus to sell solar power as thought of by the US is not really his or her main concern right now. His main concern is, can price come down? Can I get a job? Can I get a house? Can I get decent healthcare? Can I get decent education? Those are the issues. And I think those should be taken up. More importantly, and the government should be put on the map. I think Manipur is very serious.
Of course.
Your headlines, was still that Manipur is.
Yeah, it's burning and really.
And how? A sovereign part of a sovereign nation is being attacked by rockets.
But the Congress did talk about Manipur in Parliament. I mean, to be fair, they did bring
Yes,
up
there was a
Manipur.
debate on Manipur, but again, in my opinion, they didn't pin the government down. There were so many things that, again, I'd send these points to them. Did you know? Your viewers should know that in Manipur, the rebels took assault weapons and went. Those assault weapons are still out. Okay, they took it from the police armory. They left their Aadhaar cards and took it. I'm not making this up. Questions like these should be raised. The Indian Army said, the Assam Rifles, that this is a situation they haven't seen ever, not even something like in Kashmir or Punjab, where insurgency was at its heights.
Yeah.
Your Indian Army is seeing that. I appreciate that we're standing up for Gaza, and I think Israel should not be killing kids.
No,
but you have a
definitely
human
shouldn't.
rights crisis here.
Yeah.
Can we not just talk once about it, but stay focused on our people?
Yeah.
Then there is Bangladesh, where we should be much more active on. The opposition should raise their voice. Your thing here, there.
Yeah, I think over there.
Bangladesh liberated.
Yes.
Indira Gandhi is on your front page. Rahul Gandhi's grandmother liberated Bangladesh. This government, except for a few statements, is doing nothing. Hindus are being massacred there. Why can't we come out there?
Okay.
That's the point you could start. This is your legacy. ये आपकी legacy, आपकी विरासत है. मत खो, इससे तो मत खो जाओ.
Coming to a recent issue is this whole Sambal, the communal violence, which is really sad to see.
Terrible.
And this archaeological survey of the Shahi Jama Masjid over there, and then the riots that got sparked, and then a few communal killings, and then Priyanka and Rahul Gandhi were stopped from going to Sambal, and of course that is now being taken up by the Congress as an issue. What do you make of this whole archaeological survey? Because this is going to happen more and more, right? I mean, there's going to be more surveys of, they were talking about Ajmer Sharif and all that. I mean, do you think that things are just becoming more divided?
Yeah, it is. And it's not good for the country. We should be talking about quantum computing. We should be talking about building quantum computers. We should be talking about improving artificial intelligence, because that's the future of mankind, that's the future of humanity. We should be talking about improving our space program, because that's the future of humanity and country's progress, not these things.
Yeah.
I'm very clear about it. The thing is, we will do this, but the question to ask is, if religion is under threat, Hindu religion, why are leaders of BJP, why are kids of BJP leaders not on the street fighting? Why are they abroad studying English? If COM is under threat, why are the kids of Owaisi's and all these Maulanas not on the streets fighting? Why are they abroad studying in English?
So it's just a
यहाँ पर
political
कहते हैं कि
stand.
महिलाओं को पढ़ाई नहीं करनी चाहिए, इनके सबके बच्चे जाते हैं विदेश में अंग्रेजी में पढ़ाई करने को, और जो लोग उनको मिलने जाते हैं वो सारे अंग्रेजी फिल्मों में भी काम करते हैं, हिंदी फिल्मों में, और यहाँ करते हैं. सो ये पूछो, who is benefiting? The future of our nation depends on what we will leave behind for the next generation to come. Sure, we can dig every mosque, we can dig every, and then there will be other groups that may have other claims, true, not true, but there will be claims that were made, there will be claims by other communities that are made, and sure, we can go about digging all of it. Or we can say Parliament in its wisdom said 15th August 1947 is the end of dispute for everything, period, except for the Ram Janmabhoomi issue. That has been settled by the Supreme Court, accepted by all communities. Let's move on. If Pakistan needs shells came in Sambal, who's responsible? Prime Minister and the Home Minister.
Yeah.
If the intelligence gathering was so bad that stones were pelted, when first time the survey happened, nothing happened. The local SP should be suspended. The CM should resign. So these are, catch them on human rights issue, don't make it religious issue. Whether Baraich, where Ram Gopal Mishra died, or Sambal, where these 5 youngsters died, Muslim youngsters, all 6 of them, 5 in Sambal and 1 Ram Gopal Mishra, were the poorest of the poor.
Yeah.
None of them were rich. None of them had a good life in terms of financially.
Yeah.
That is the problem. If you ask me what I want, I think we should talk about, we're not even discussing as a nation when will we build our quantum computer. We're not discussing it. We have no clue about it. China's ahead in the race. They've said they have a quantum computer. not the most highest qubits, but they do. IBM has one, Google has one, Europe has one. We'll be left behind. And the minute the quantum computers are powerful enough, all your digital progress in these computing world will be over. Because a quantum computer will do calculations in a matter of seconds that you've been doing, that your supercomputers do. So it'll anyways be redundant. Why are we not in this race?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're right. We have to look ahead. That is the key point. Look at AI, look at all quantum computing, look at job creation and all these other things. I mean, हर मस्जिद के नीचे मंदिर की तलाश नहीं कर सकते. I mean, that is just going back and back and back when we should be going forward. I mean, really, we really have to learn to look ahead.
But the BJP gains from this. What's stopping the opposition from raising these points? That's the thing. The BJP is gaining, right? Obviously, from this polarization, the BJP will gain, the MIM will gain. Why is the opposition falling into this trap again? Why are you not talking about the future? People will come to you when they see a better life with you.
No, absolutely. I mean, I hope sense dawns on people. Well, what do you make of this whole allegation by Sambit Patra about Rahul Gandhi being a traitor and this Soros funding? Soros is this favorite.
Sambit is my friend. We started off together and I have so much respect for how far he's come. He's so brilliant. But listen, Rahul Gandhi's grandmother and father martyrs for this country. मतलब यार वो उस लड़के ने सब कुछ खोया है यार, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. And Soros, 90-year-old Soros is shaking your government after 11 years. You're either not the most powerful government in the world, or you're incompetent. In both cases, come on FPJ, apologize to the nation and resign. And we put up the resignation here somewhere. Resign. I mean, Rahul, 90-year-old Soros is conspiring with Rahul Gandhi to destabilize the strongest man in the universe and his government after 11 years.
But why this obsession with Soros? One is obsessed with Ambani, the other is obsessed with Soros. I mean, do you think there's any truth to this Soros thing about him funding media and this and that?
So the thing about Soros is I don't like Soros. Obviously, I don't like him.
Okay.
And I'm very happy Donald Trump won the US elections. I'm very, and I love what Elon Musk is doing. And I think that this traditional media needs to be broken. They're terrible. They're just terrible people. And the way they went after Donald Trump, just terrible, right, overall. But George Soros is a businessman. And he will profit out of whatever he can profit from, right, he and his son. And they're clearly profiting in Bangladesh, etc. Now the question is, we as a nation, can we protect our interests, or are we not capable of? So that is the only question to ask. And then that leads credence to Bangladesh. So when this whole Joe Biden, Soros issue started happening with Bangladesh and they started going after Sheikh Hasina, it wasn't like Sheikh Hasina was dethroned just now. There was a pattern to this about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
India should have stood by a lot more firmly. We should have had, what is our raw desk doing? So these are questions that we have to ask. What was our raw desk doing in Bangladesh? What was our raw desk doing in Nepal? When they said that they put on the currency parts of Indian territory in Uttarakhand. What was our raw desk doing in Myanmar when the army took over?
So before we wrap up, just a few more questions about your outlook and Delhi elections are coming up. So what's going to happen? You think AAP and Cong will get together or not?
No, they won't get together.
They won't get together. But what's going to happen in Delhi? What's your...
It's not as easy for the Aam Aadmi Party as it looks, but the BJP Delhi unit is not the strongest of their units. And people aren't just voting because of Prime Minister Modi. It remains a draw, but it's not the only reason they vote. So there will be a fight. It remains to be seen how Aam Aadmi Party can pull it up. But they have suffered some loss of face, the Aam Aadmi Party. Their current chief minister, she's not very popular. However, Arvind Kejriwal ji remains extremely popular.
Okay.
Extremely popular. Yeah. So there is that. And then he will be there in Delhi. So that is the...
Do you think they might come back?
It does look at the moment that they have their nose ahead. Or I wouldn't say they know. I think they're a bit ahead of the BJP.
Okay.
They are ahead at the moment, but it's not that the BJP can't catch up. But the BJP does what it has to do, right? And look, the BJP will try and do things that will work for it. So to create Delhi will also get influenced a little bit by the national narrative, right?
Yes.
So come January, you'll have the chief guest. You'll have a good chief guest in the Republic Day party.
Republic
All
Day.
of that. There'll be a national narrative bill. The Waqf bill might come in. So there are a lot of things that the BJP will have up. They might introduce UCC. क्या करेंगे हम
UCC and Waqf bill, yep.
So then these things, BJP will also play its cards.
It's going to be another interesting start to the year.
Elections will be fun. So there's Delhi, and then towards the end of the year there's Bihar.
Yeah.
And then there's a lull before we go to the next 2026 of heavy electioning.
Yeah.
Then Himachal, Gujarat, all of them will come in.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be an interesting figure to see what happens.
What about your plans? I mean, you keep saying when you visualize yourself in Parliament, plan to get into politics next year?
Yeah, but the point is that it has to happen on issues that I resonate with. So for me, there is a desperate need to remove the BJP now. The BJP has to go. Clear. I'm very clear. I'm as clear as daylight that they have to go. For reasons I've mentioned earlier. I clearly do see myself when I visualize as contributing to my nation. So how can I contribute that makes my people's lives better is the only thing that plays on my mind. And if I can, then I am interested. If I can't, I'm very happy doing what I'm doing.
And you would run from the Congress?
Yeah, I mean, Congress is in my blood. It is in my blood.
But you are quite critical of them also.
Because I love them. I'm not. And when you love somebody, you're only upset.
Tough love.
Yeah, it's tough love, right? It's you only because it's true love, tough love and true love, right? So जिनसे आपको कोई अपेक्षा नहीं होती उनसे आप क्या बोलो. अब मुझे संजय राउत से थोड़ी कोई अपेक्षा है. मैं तो जानता हूँ वो ऐसे ही करेगा. मैं तो वो उसको मैं क्यों कुछ बोलूँ.
और अभी आपके भाई के साथ रिश्ता कैसा है अभी? Better? I saw you all on a podcast together.
With Sushant.
Yes, with Sushant.
They did so well, yeah.
Yeah, but it seemed good.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's really good. And what I'm very proud about is like the other day the Prime Minister praised the T-shirt he was wearing. So he got these T-shirts made, ek hai to safe hai. And the Prime Minister saw it and the Prime Minister praised it. And again, and this is too funny, I never said this, I'll say this on your show. So suddenly I had all these trolls trolling him, and I saw this, that the Prime Minister, so apparently he was at some wedding, he was on the other side, and the Prime Minister wore a T-shirt, so he went to greet the Prime Minister, and he was on the side of the rope because he was that side, and he was standing on the rope talking to the Prime Minister, and suddenly they see the rope and they're like, oh look, you've been put on a leash by the Prime Minister. And I'm like, bro, the Prime Minister is praising his T-shirt. आप पावर में नहीं हो. वो 6 घंटे टीवी पे प्रधानमंत्री उसका नाम जान के उसको तारीफ कर रहे. Like, look, that, and I was just wondering that he was getting trolled for that, and I felt bad about it.
Trolled by the Congress.
By the liberal.
You spoke about the Congress bullies online, but nobody comes close to the BJP IT.
Oh, they are terrible. They're terrible. But both sides now have an IT cell, and both and I'll tell you what. Again, with the BJP, you don't expect much, right? So there's no expectations from the BJP. But with the Congress, it's Nehru's party, it's Vallabhbhai Patel's party, it's Mahatma Gandhi's party. You know there were several differences between these. It's Maulana Azad's party. There were several differences between these great men, but they allowed for opinion to go. They didn't troll. Right?
Yeah.
That's what formed this great country. I have found that the right wingers are a lot more tolerant than the left wingers.
Really?
Oh, a lot more. The left wingers have this cancel culture.
Yeah.
Okay, this is terrible. We saw that in the US. We're seeing that in India. If you're not with them, then the Maserati, the Porsche driving poor people or the Maserati Marxists get very upset, and then they boycott you over champagne and cheese. They look down upon you. That's not the case with the right wing. The right wing, you can criticize them as much as you want. They will troll you.
Yeah,
They
just
won't.
abuse you back.
They'll abuse you back. माँ बहन निकाल देंगे, पर वहाँ पर बात खत्म हो जाएगी. It'll be like, ठीक है हो गया. Now let's go and chill about it. They don't spoil personal equations as the left loonies do.
What happens if you're centrist?
Like me.
Or like me, you get trolled by both. You get attacked by both sides.
Then the two of us pay high money for our e-car and still get trolled by both. The loonies troll us for spending this much money.
Yeah.
The rowdy right troll us for driving that car. We get trolled by both. So, but jokes apart, I think most of India is centrist. I also think India is slightly right now. In terms of aspirations,
Yeah.
but all government, including BJP, is left economically. All government, including BJP, right?
Yeah.
What is Ladli Behan? Ultimately, it's a...
Yes, it's welfare, yeah.
Now, I'm not against welfarism. When I'm in government and when I see myself in government and I run government, welfarism will be the core factor on which I will run my government. Because ultimately, as Nehru had said, to wipe every tear from every eye was a dream of our independence. So that is my duty when I'm in government to do. I cannot take away welfare measures. Every old citizen must have the same opportunity to healthcare as my mother does. Every young kid must have the same access to quality nutrition and education as my child does. That is my duty as government. It is my duty as government to make sure women are safe and they have the equal opportunities in job. But beyond that, it's not my job to give women scooties. As bad as it sounds, it's not. It's not my job to give, to distribute carbohydrates. It's my job to make sure protein is available to children. There's a difference, there's a marked difference in the two.
Yeah.
And I think we need to take that debate further. My idea of welfarism is to reduce taxes. So GST will have two taxes, 5% and 12%. Income tax will come down to 25% period or will be in line with corporate tax, 15%, whichever that as a nation we decide, or maybe a stand 20%. My job as government should not just be taking taxes, should be accountable to your life and health and to your emergency services because I'm taking your money.
Lastly, very quickly, what is a New Year message for everyone, for the viewers?
My New Year message is be happy. Life, we are amongst this few lucky people, or just imagine how privileged we are that in a massive goddamn galaxy we are the only known intelligent life, complex intelligent life. So it's really not worth shooting each other down. It's really not worth stoning each other out. It's really not worth spreading hate. In this vast galaxy, in our universe that we can see, in our observable universe, with billions of planets and billions of suns and stars, we are the only complex intelligent life so far known. Nobody else, there's no other complex intelligent life. And most of the progress that we've done in the last 400-500 years, 300 years. 300 years ago, you don't even have a geyser for hot shower, right? We've done all this progress in 300 years. We've gone from living about 40 years to now, right? So we're really on a good track. Don't need to stone each other to death, shoot each other to death, tank each other to death. Let's just chill a bit and enjoy what we have, because in this universe, nobody else has what we have.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tehseen, for another very interesting, exciting discussion. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.